Hey, what's happening, guys? Dan Darrow here with another Options and Play video update. We are in a very wild market for a lot of different names, but electric vehicle stocks are maybe the craziest at the moment. And Rivian was obviously a huge, high-profile IPO that came out last week, and when it did, a lot of people were wondering when options were going to start trading. Today's the first day. It was the first day that it was possible to list options, and I'll just quickly walk through like the rules or the rules that need to be met for a stock to list options. But just a reminder that options on new IPOs they can be kind of crazy because you got to wait for the liquidity to fill out, right? Also, it's kind of hard to really like price them accurately because the stock has only been trading for a few days. So, I'm certainly going to be watching Rivian. I'm definitely watching the options. But right now, the December straddle, so December 17th straddle is pricing about 64 points. I have no idea if that's high or low because there's really no historical precedent to base it off of, right? But $64 for the December straddle. It's a $170 stock. You can do the math, right? They're pricing in a gigantic move over the next month. But anyway, so before a company can list options, so this is just for like future reference, right? If you're wondering when like maybe like an IPO you're watching could start to trade options, there's a few rules. First, it's got to be 7 million shares outstanding. Rivian obviously met that. Stock must be listed on a national stock exchange, right? So NYSE, NASDAQ, Rivian met that. 5 sessions must elapse after the initial debut. So today is the 5th session. It's the first possible day they can trade options. Now, the difference that you might see some stocks trade options the first day, those are if they're SPAC conversions, then that's the difference, right? If it's an IPO, 5 sessions have to elapse. If it's a SPAC conversion, they're basically just changing the ticker after the SPAC merger was completed, right? So that's a little bit different. Also, the company must have a minimum of 2,000 shareholders, and the trading volume must be equal to or greater than 2.4 million shares over the past 12 months. So Rivian met the rules. It can list, got options live, and now it's waiting for a right setup, right? Because it's basically been running. I know a lot of people think it's unsustainable, but at the same time, there's still not a great short setup, right? You got to wait for a setup. Just because you can trade options doesn't mean you should trade options, right? You got to wait for a setup. It's like everything. So I know myself, like I was kind of eagerly awaiting for them to open up, but since they opened up, I actually haven't done anything with it today. I'm still just watching and waiting. And when the right setup comes around, maybe we'll take a shot. All right. I also want to say thanks to those of you that stuck around for our option session yesterday. We didn't talk about Rivian, but we did talk about this whole idea of stocks running on momentum and contraction to expansion and then expansion back into contraction, how that could impact option pricing on a lot of these names that have had really strong runs on borderline parabolic moves, right? And how that's going to impact maybe some of our focus moving forward. So if you weren't able to make that, check it out. Let me know if you have any questions. But other than that, yeah, I'm looking forward to a busy week coming up here, all right? So if you like this video and you're looking for more information about trading options on new IPOs or swing trading with options, please follow up with the link in the description of the video for more information on options to play. Have a great night. Stay well, and I will talk to you